Hello and welcome to a new episode of The Observer. This is Heidi Andil and I'll be your host for this episode. Today we're bringing to you a special episode to celebrate the holy month of Ramadan. Our reporters have covered multiple stories both off and on campus to show you Ramadan through the eyes of AUCTV. We will also be having an interview with Habiba Mamdouh, representative from Mashroua Khair, to tell us more about their plans for Ramadan and their latest collaboration with Masr al Khair. Different forms of Ramadan decorations found in one of the most historic and artistic places in Cairo. More on this in the following report by Aya Nashid.
Ramadan, the holy month we wait for every year. The month that brings joy to our heart and soul. People start preparing for Ramadan in different ways. But decorations is the one thing that everyone does as a source of joy. شارع الخيامية or سوق الخيامية, centered in the Qasaba of Radwan Bay, is a well-known place that sells calligraphic patterns, folklore subjects, and arabesque patterns on fabric. Not only that, but also people from different social classes come specially to Al-Khayamiyya as it has a huge variety of Ramadan decorations. The name of Khayamiyya came from the word khayma in Arabic, which means tent. Tents were used back then to protect people against hot and dusty climate. By time, tent makers developed and used colorful patterns and textiles to make cushion covers, wall hangings, and Ramadan decorations. Everything is handmade. Tent makers sit cross-legged, using needles and thread to stitch together small pieces of fabric. Despite it being unique and historical, tent makers are now struggling due to the high competition of imported, mass-printed fabrics that is way easier to produce than hand-stitched ones.
سبت المدرسة عشان اشتغل الشغلة دي. دلوقتي بقى ما بقتش زي الأول، يعني الأول كان أحسن من دلوقتي. كان الأول ما كانش فيه بديل. دلوقتي طلع بديل الطبع. غير الطبع طلع كمبيوتر. مكنة كده يحطوا القماش كده اهو ويدوسوا على زرار كده زي العداد ينزل الرسمة وتقعد تك كده تك بس طبعا مش شغلهم مش زي شغلنا. يعتبر زي التتريس كده. فالواحد اهو اشتغلنا بقى خلاص هنروح ندور على شغل تاني مش هنا. بس اللي بيعتمد بقى على الشغل الناس الأجانب هو اللي بتاخد الشغل ده. انما المصريين ولا 20% حتى.
Others are trying to cope with new trends and display new designs of Ramadan decorations each year.
احنا بالنسبة لنا شغل التصنيع الخيام من الشغلة التراثية الموجودة قديمة قوي واللي متوارثة. اي نعم انا ما توارثتهاش من حد عندي، بس اكيد عندي في من ولادي في اللي هم بيبقوا حابين ان هم يعملوا حاجة فيها، فاكيد لازم تورث. يعني بنيجي علينا موسم رمضان بنبتدي ان احنا نبيع الحاجات الخاصة بالمشغولات اللي تخص رمضان، ان كانت المفارش او ان كان رنرات، ان كان زينة بتاعت رمضان، المخدات كده. ده موسم بيكون فيه شغل بطريقة مختلفة شوية.
Even though some tent makers in Khayamiyya are still holding to the historic decorations, you will definitely find all tastes of Ramadan decorations, and you will find it full of people happily preparing for Ramadan. This is Aya Nashid, AUCTV, Cairo.
Breaking away from the mainstream films, Vision now celebrates up and upcoming directors for spotlight on dynamic issues. More on this in the upcoming report by Christine Munir.
At the Tahrir Culture Center in downtown Cairo. Visions, Cairo Egyptian Short Film Festival took place from March 9th to 18th, 2023. This is an annual non-profit film festival solely organized and supervised by a committee that includes experienced filmmakers from the American University in Cairo Film Department, accompanied by students, film critics, and professionals from the field. The festival hosted renowned film directors and editors, among other professionals, to discuss rough cuts and hold master classes on post-production to help filmmakers who are working on the initial version of their films and need support and supervision.
احنا جايبين 2 بروفيشنال اديتورز عندهم خبرة وعندهم معرفة بالاديتنج. الورشة هي عبارة انه كل فيلم من دول بيتعرض والمخرج بيتكلم عن مشروعه وناوي يعمل فيه ايه وكذا، وبيتناقش معاه كل تفاصيل ليها علاقة بالاديتنج وبايه المشاكل اللي هي وازاي يعمل حلول، والحلول ازاي بتتعمل، حاجات ليها علاقة بالبيلد اب، بالصوت، بالستراكشر كله يعني.
In its 6th edition, the Vision Film Festival screened 32 short films that are chosen from over 150 entries.
أنا بستغرب أساساً إنه في نسبة كبيرة جداً من اللي بيدرسوا سينما كدراسة ما بشوفهمش أساساً بيحضروا النوعية دي من اللقاءات، وده بينعكس على إنتاجهم. لما نيجي نتفرج على أفلام قصيرة مثلاً، حد ما بيحضرش حاجة من النوعية دي أو مش بيتفرج على أفلام، فبتلاقي ما فيش أساساً الصورة بتعبر عن ثقافة المخرج ده اللي هو أنتج الفيلم ده. فاللي بيحضر النوعية دي من اللقاءات بتلاقي دماغه مختلفة خالص في إنتاجه، وبتنعكس في الفيلم اللي هو صنعه.
The audience also shared their perspectives on the challenges they meet in film production. The festival not only celebrated young filmmakers, but also held special exhibitions that displayed a collage of archived pictures and videos of film directors who have long contributed to the production of legendary films. This is Christine Munir reporting for AUCTV, Cairo.
Seasonal businesses are becoming more attractive among young entrepreneurs this Ramadan. More on this in the upcoming report by Noor Amin.
This Ramadan, seasonal businesses such as food trucks and stations operated by young college students and graduates are returning, serving only suhoor, the pre-dawn meal eaten before people begin fasting until after sunset.
احنا بدأنا في الأول أنا ويوسف، كان عندنا بيج اسمها كايروفورنيا كانت على فيسبوك، عملنا عليها فيديوهات، الموضوع بدأ يجيب ترافيك وبدأ يجيب اودينس، فبدأنا نركز شوية فيه. كنا بصراحة كل رمضان بنفكر في الموضوع وبنحاول اللي هو طب ايه، مرة عربية سحور، مرة فطار. في الآخر قررنا إن احنا السنة دي خلاص آخر كلام هنفتح بقى المشروع بتاعنا ويبقى سحور بالبراند بتاع كايروفورنيا.
بنظبط للسنه دي من السنه اللي فاتت. سعر المكان على ناس صغيره ما ينفعش.
طبعا الرو ماتيريال غالي وبيغلى مع الوقت وفي غلو بيحصل. حاولنا ان احنا ننزل يعني ندور على سبلايرز كويسين يعرفوا يدونا الحاجات دي باسعار ريزنبل. كان دايما عندنا مشكله في المكان، الاماكن الثانيه في اماكن عشوائيه شويه راندوم مش على الشارع الرئيسي زي هنا.
احنا بنتست نفسنا وبنتست الاودينس بتاعنا هل حابب الفكره ولا لا. طبعا لو حابب الفكره هنكمل هنا، ممكن يبقى بزنس موديل تاني وممكن يفضل بنفس الطريقه بس نحط شويه عليه اضافات عشان خلاص هنطلع بره رمضان وكده.
دي 3 سنة في نفس المكان. كنت قاعد مع اصحابي من 3 سنين، فجأة حد فيهم جه في دماغه الفكرة دي، كنا شفناها قبل كده في الشارع، عجبتنا الفكرة وقلنا نبدأ. احنا 4 صحاب كارفول وفي ويترز بقى وفي ناس بتشتغل في المطبخ. احنا اصلا في الاول من 3 سنين بدأنا بس في مكان مختلف. اول يوم بس كان ساعتها مش معانا تصريح فهم غيروا مكاننا، بعدين دورنا على مكان لحد لما لقينا المكان ده وجينا بقى جبنا حاجاتنا كلها والمكان كان كويس عجب الناس. السنة اللي فاتت بالذات الموضوع كان صعب جدا علشان اسعار الاكل كان غالي علينا جدا، بس احنا كنا ما ينفعش نغلي علشان الناس تيجي والاسعار تبقى كويسه ومناسبه للناس. كنا بنشوف بقى اماكن مثلا بتبيع الاكل ارخص بكتير بنجيب بسعر الجمله فعرفنا نظبطها. والسنه دي طبعا لما الدولار غالي اكتر بكتير جبنا احسن اسعار وظبطنا اسعارنا، زودناها شويه بس مش كتير. في الويك اند بيبقى في ضغط علينا جامد قوي، الاوبريشن واللوجيستكس وكده بتبقى صعبه شويه، بنضغط، ممكن الناس تتلخبط تنزل حاجات غلط، ناس بتبقى زعلانه ان الاكل اتاخر والسحور الفجر بيقرب وكده. هي حاجه في شهر بس فاللي هو بنعملها جزء منها فور فن، برضو بنسحر الناس وكده 30 يوم بس.
While those young entrepreneurs and many others are trying their best to manage their businesses through an economic crisis, customers are still not showing up as expected. Is it because we're still in the beginning of the holy month, or is it the current situation affecting families' spending patterns and life choices? Noor Amin, AUCTV, Cairo.
مطبخ مصر is an initiative by young adults to prepare meals for people in need to break their fast. More on this in the upcoming report by Hala Majid.
In a small garage in Tajamma, a kitchen initiated by young adults called مطبخ مصر, where their aim is to provide meals for people in rural areas to break their fast.
قيمة المطبخ عامة ان احنا بنحاول ان احنا نطلع وجبات هاي كواليتي ان احنا نقدر نوزعها للناس في مناطق محتاجة لو كلاس، مش اقل كمان من لو كلاس، مناطق فعلا محتاجة ان احنا نسبورت ذم، مناطق شعبية ومناطق يعني التروسيكل اصلا ذات نفسه بيكون ما بيعرفش يخش المنطقة دي من كتر ضيق الحواري.
These young adults prepare meals from cooking it by themselves to ensure the quality of food they are giving out.
I think أهم حاجة السنة دي كانت الأسعار، إن إحنا كنا بنواجه مشكلة مع الأسعار، يعني إنه إحنا ما بين ليلة والتانية الأسعار ممكن تنط مثلاً 20 جنيه للكيلو أو حاجة، which is a lot بالنسبة إن إحنا بنطلع 750 وجبة في اليوم، فإحنا بنحاول إن إحنا find the best offers. I think دي كانت أصعب challenge بالنسبة لنا السنة دي يعني.
مطبخ مصر أنا بالنسبة لي بحس إن هو مكان بتقدري تروحي وتعملي حاجة تساعدي بيها الناس، ومش لازم إن أنت تعرفي الناس اللي أنت بتشتغلي معاهم، يعني أنا كل يوم بقابل ناس جديدة، بعرف ناس جديدة. كلنا عندنا جول إن إحنا نقدر نساعد ناس أكتر.
Due to every year's circumstances changing, they have distributed more than 30,000 meals to people and still going on, which gives a glimpse of hope that there is goodness in this world. This was Hala Majid, AUCTV, Cairo.
Ramadan decorations comes in different forms and shapes, and it has been changing over the years. More on this in the upcoming report. Maghrib prayer, family gatherings, and decorated crowded streets all combined together makes Ramadan in Egypt special. The colored paper branches have always been a signature of Ramadan decorations in Egypt. These lanterns are also an integral part of Ramadan celebrations. However, as the years has passed, the features of the festivities started to change, yet with the same goal. Different vibes in different locations, all with the main goal to make people feel the spirit of Ramadan. In one of the Egyptian compounds lies one of the most unique decorations for Ramadan. One of the Rehab city residents decided to level up the festivities, and he brought most of Ramadan famous characters to decorate his house. But how did he think of this idea?
والله أنا عندي الحاج والحاجة ناس كبار ما بيخرجوش، إحنا من النوع اللي بنقعد في البيت، فطبعا عشان بنحاول نعمل لهم جو رمضاني بحيث إن هو لما يطلع يلاقي الحاجات دي ما يقدرش يخرج، الحاجات دي ممكن مش هنقول زيها شبيهة اللي هي بتبقى في حتت بره مش هيقدر يروح المشوار ده، فبنعملها بحيث إن هو أكنه خرج.
Despite the fact that he has used modern ways to accessorize his house, he has some thoughts to share on the traditional form of decorations.
زينة زمان احنا مش هنختلف عليها، لأن دايما أحسن زينة الواحد بيحب يشوفها في الأحياء الشعبية. هي دي بتاعت رمضان، هي دي بتاعت جو مصر، مش هنختلف عليها تماما. إنما احنا هنا زينة حديثة، طبيعة المكان. لكن الزينة دايما الزينة بتاعت رمضان الصح اللي محدش هيختلف عليها هي الزينة في الأحياء الشعبية، دي احسن زينه في الدنيا.
We were also curious to know other people's thoughts on this.
مش عارفه الحاجات المودرن دي يعني بحسها اللي هو كانت امتى اصلا موجوده، فاهمين؟
الفايبس دلوقتي بقت اقل، يعني الناس متضايقه شويه. زمان كانت كل العمارات وكل الشقق دايما معلقه زينه، وكنت وانتي ماشيه في الشارع كده بتتبسطي.
It is true that the new form of decorations could sometimes look more appealing and eye-catching. However, could this wipe away the traditional festivities of Ramadan in Egypt? This was Heidi and Deal, AUCTV, Cairo. Ramadan is a time of spiritual reflection, self-improvement, and communal celebration for Muslims around the world. As the holy month approaches, the American University in Cairo is lively with preparations for the festive occasion. More on this in the upcoming report by Nuran Ismail.
The American University in Cairo is a diverse community with students from different cultures and backgrounds. As the holy month of Ramadan begins, the university transforms into a place of celebration and reflection. Students come together to decorate the university with traditional Ramadan decorations, creating a festive atmosphere.
The Ramadan decorations on campus, they add so much life to the campus. I feel like it's very inviting, and at night the campus becomes so vibrant, so lit up, like with the lights and the decorations. It's just a moment that you gotta check out.
Students mentioned how wonderful the campus is at night. So we decided to take a stroll and check what they're talking about. As the sun sets, the university comes alive with colorful lights and decorations. Ramadan is a time for spiritual reflection, self-improvement, and community. It is a time to give back and be grateful for what we have. The American University in Cairo, students come together to celebrate this special month in a unique and meaningful way. This was Nuran Ismail, AUC TV, Cairo.
Have you ever fasted in the desert? Celebrating Ramadan under the hot sun might be challenging, but it's totally worth it. Our reporter Javier Jennings Modo takes inside Bedouin Ramadan celebrations in the Fayoum oasis.
Fayoum during Ramadan. An empty Tunis village and two friends, one from Cairo and one from Barcelona. Uriol and Yusuf are going on a desert safari. One is fasting, the other one isn't. Their guide and driver, Abdallah, is used to traveling under the hot sun every day, even with an empty stomach. But how will they navigate this heat? Will it affect them differently? The safari starts with positive energy. First stop, the magic lake. While Abdallah deflates the tires for the sandy desert, the boys take pictures and enjoy the view. So far, so good. After a bumpy desert ride, the waterfalls of Wadi Al Rayyan, an area that is usually crowded with tourists from Cairo, is completely empty. Nothingness is literally what surrounds these two young men. For a day or a month, the camels and the horses get to rest. Now, among more emptiness, the challenges get harder. It's time to climb the Mudawara mountain under the hot sun. For Yusuf, who's fasting, keeping up starts to become more difficult. by the time they reach the top, it's more than obvious who's already dehydrated. After some challenging rock climbing, one last stop before the final destination. It's time to check the view from another perspective. Abdallah joins to witness the spectacle before one last drive. The final destination, a huge sand dune by another lake. It's been a long day.
We've been all the day under the sun, such a warm day, so it's really amazing. It's really amazing because I cannot imagine myself not eating, not drinking all the day.
While some still have energy for the final activity, others prefer not to indulge in it.
While some rest and others spend their time doing sandboarding, the Bedouins are cooking the food to make sure that it's ready by the time of the Maghrib prayer.
Camp is set by the lake, and the smell of Bedouin food starts covering the place. The last minutes before iftar are the hardest. Fasting here is definitely more difficult than in the city.
As here, you need physical endurance throughout the entire day, which really increases the thirst. And that's something you won't really experience in the city with the availability of cars.
It's finally time to break the fast. While some go straight for the cigarettes, others prefer hydration. After a long day, the peace of the nightfall in Fayoum sets the perfect atmosphere to reflect and enjoy the holy month of Ramadan. Javier Jennings Mozo, AUCTV, Fayoum.
Ramadan, the month of endless festivities, has begun. You can feel to start the spirit all around the streets decorated with standards of decorative lights and lanterns. Nuran Fathi tells us more in this upcoming report.
Ramadan always has a special spirit. It's full of love and happiness. The holy month always brings back memories of the old days.
أكتر حاجة بتحمسني في رمضان أجواء السحور والتراويح والفطار مع أهلنا والعيلة وتجمعات العيلة في رمضان. لما بشوف الديكوريشن بحس إن إحنا يعني في اللي هو لسه في أجواء بقى إن إحنا بنتجمع كلنا وحاجات اللي هو الزمن القديم وكده.
Some people take Ramadan as an opportunity to create spaces for family and friends to celebrate and have suhoor together. These spaces offer the traditional suhoor alongside other items to offer varieties to families and friends. Beside these spaces, there are also several decorative food trucks in the streets.
يعني اكتر حاجه بحبها ان انا لما نعرف ان رمضان داخل وكده العزومات طبعا تبقى من اكتر حاجه، وان حاجه برضو ان هي حاجه برضو بتبقى فرصه ان احنا نقرب لربنا اكتر حتى لو نسينا شويه او كده. الصلاه الصوم وكل ده بيقربنا اكتر. لما بتحس لما تشوف ديكوريشنز رمضان كده دي حاجه بتحسسك اللي هو ان هو في بفرحه، يعني ان هي بتبقى كمان حاجه اللي هو بتحسسك برضو ان بتفكرك باهلك، بتفكرك بناسك، بتفكرك برضو بالعزومات، ويعني اغاني كمان بتاعت رمضان كده بتفتكرها في دماغك وبتاع، فتبقى حاجه حلوه يعني. اسمك محمد جاهدت في الله جاهدت في
Ramadan will always be a special month with endless festivities. Nuran Fathi, AUCTV, Cairo.
We've now reached our final segment. We're now going to have an interview with Habiba Mamdouh from مشروع خير to talk to us more about their recent projects for Ramadan. Hello and welcome back. مشروع خير has been serving the community for almost 9 years now, and this year they have broke records. In collaboration with Masr al Khair, they have managed to serve more than 3,000 families, offering them the basic necessities for Ramadan. With us today, Habiba Mamdouh to talk to us more about this initiative. Habiba, it's a pleasure having you with us today.
Hi, the pleasure is mine.
Okay, would you please talk to us briefly about مشروع خير and the initiatives they have been working on so far?
Okay, so مشروع خير is a student-based club. It was first founded in 2014. We've been operating for 9 years now. مشروع خير has 11 committees. Each committee has its own role, from logistics, who are the behind-the-scenes superheroes who manage to provide us with the supplies needed for every event that we hold. Creative team who are responsible for social media, to projects who are responsible for the weekly visits and everything that is ongoing. Khair ambassadors are responsible for the يعني random acts of khair. Khair store is responsible for helping and providing and aiding local underprivileged brands and privileged brands here in Egypt. Also, we have Khair to Go, which is responsible for the on-ground activities and including and announcing everything that we do here on campus.
Okay, as we've mentioned earlier, you've served like 3,500 families this year. Would you talk to us more about this initiative and how it actually was put into action?
Okay, so this was brought from the upper board, from the president and vice president, who met people from Masr al Khair and collaborated with them. We had a goal of 2,500 at first, but then we found the place. We were responsible for finding the place and having the manpower. We were able to have as many volunteers as possible. Our members showed up, and our families were there to support as well. We had a place, therefore we're able to break the records by achieving more than what we've set by 1,000. This was all in collaboration with Masr al Khair. We were only responsible for putting everything together, but the supplies and everything was brought from Masr al Khair.
And with you being part of charity work, do you think the donations this year was affected by the economic situation?
We're not allowed to collect any donations here on campus. Everything was from and to Masr al Khair. Yet, in my opinion, the economic situation and the current crisis have been affecting everyone. Big families and smaller families, A class and B class, C class as well. Yet I've seen people who were very keen to help as they understand how major the crises are. I believe that it would have been harder if we've collaborated with anyone else, but Masr al Khair were able to help us reach our goal, and we were able to sync with them because of their big platform and their high reach of people.
Okay, so this was one initiative for Ramadan. What are other initiatives you're planning to do for the holy month?
We have our regular visits where we visit orphanages, schools. In addition to the It'am, we've collaborated with the It'am to hold a weekly It'am that is sponsored with مشروع خير. We're also there with our manpower, members and volunteers to help assemble around 1,600 meals weekly.
Okay, this sounds like a lot of work actually. So how long have you been preparing for this?
We've been preparing for this since the beginning of this semester, spring semester. Ever since we've started, we've been doing the ongoing work.
Okay, so and each project estimated how long does it take to like put it in action and in plan?
It depends. However, يعني alhamdulillah, we're able to always finish everything on time. يعني our team is very passionate, and we have members who are keen to always help us. Everyone is there to help and put effort, including our families and friends from outside. Therefore, we're always يعني able to reach our goals in a small time.
And apart from the holy month of Ramadan, what is your upcoming plans or projects?
We always have our ongoing activities. Our main goal in Mashruع Khair is community development. Community development is all about having sustainable or doing sustainable projects that leave impact. We mainly focus on kids. The projects department like School Up, Bil-Alwan and Make-A-Wish. We have our ongoing visits where we visit our children weekly and we build up on what we've been teaching them throughout the semester. So this will be ongoing until the end of our semester. Also approaching Eid, we have a project that is called Libs Saeed, where we also collaborate with a brand or a local store in Egypt, and we managed to take the kids and we help them find new clothes for Eid. So this is our upcoming event, inshallah.
Thank you so much, Habiba, for being with us today. Thank you all for watching. See you next week.